Okay, what's up? What do you want to chat about?
Yeah, I mean, I don't get a chance to really talk too much about any political, social stuff on my channels, but
That's
there's
good.
some crazy stuff on Twitter. I've been seeing they've been talking about like Winston Churchill might have been the real villain in World War II. Have you seen that?
Yeah, that's been a talking point for a while, and I think partially because of Candace Owens, it's starting to pick up a lot more popularity.
Why?
Why what?
Why is that picking up popularity?
Because Candace
Like,
Owens has become like a shameless propagator of talking points. She kind of has been for
why
a
are
while, but
why are people getting more? It shouldn't be happening.
well, that's. I mean, what do you want me to say? Yeah.
Hey, you deal with a lot of these people. I want your genuine insights.
I mean, there's a lot of different reasons for why it's happening. I would say that. Are you familiar with the term populism?
Um, Somewhat familiar.
Basically, like imagine government and economics, and imagine all of that being imagine all that being like kind of complicated, and you got to study it and it's boring and dry. We can create a political idea called populism, which is actually really cool, and really you just have to support like one big dude who's going to fix everything. Like broadly speaking, like that's kind of what populism is. It's some guy who's like for the people, and he's going to help the people, and he's like one of the people, and he's just a cool dude.
Or at least he appears to be.
Yeah, sure. Well, that's like that's the idea behind populism. I think, like really broadly speaking.
That's like what Elon is, because I saw a bunch of they were talking about the Brazil Twitter ban, and I looked into it, and I felt like it's similar in a way to like what happened in the United States. At least the reasons the judge wanted to crack down on certain accounts, right? So it's almost like it kind of leads back to Twitter, like the way Elon has handled Twitter. I feel like is making people stupider because he's just allowing the rampant misinformation.
Yeah, I mean that's yeah. Elon has been, I think, really bad for the world when it comes to media stuff for sure.
Yeah, so I don't know what you expect me to give you in terms of like entertainment. If we were to debate something, it would probably be like video games, like whether you think StarCraft 1 is better than StarCraft 2
Okay.
kind of thing. But in terms of politics, I feel like you'd probably outclass me.
Oh, sure. I thought you just had questions or whatever. Yeah, I don't know if we were debating anything.
No. I mean, if you want to get into StarCraft, we can, but no.
Why do you think Brood War
No,
is
I
better
just
than
kind of
StarCraft
wanted
2?
I like Brood War more. At least the campaigns.
Well,
But
I'm never arguing there. That's obviously true. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I was about to expose you super hard.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Fake
basically my
StarCraft
take
fan.
that you've stolen, but yeah.
Wow. How old are you again? Are you 35?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I guess I just kind of wanted to like come on and talk about that Brazil stuff, because I feel like I watched some of your debates, and I noticed like patterns in the way that like when you're talking to conservatives or when you bring points up that they can't refute, they have like a variety of different tactics to avoid conceding anything.
Mm-hmm.
And the position you almost like push them to is where they have to basically say, well, I don't know, or I'm ignorant on that. And I guess I kind of wonder like why do you not explain to them the tactics that they're using? Like when they say, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know anything about that. I don't want to see the evidence." Like, do you think you could press them and be like, "So you're choosing to remain ignorant on this stuff? Why is that?"
It's hard to, and I mean I do sometimes, but like you're talking about the most confrontational style of conversation there, and once you've gone down that road, you've completely terminated like all future conversations with the person, and you've completely shut down that avenue for dialogue. So like recently I did that with I'm guessing you're referring to the debate I had with the Jesse guy.
Jesse?
He was the guy who seemed to know a lot about or have strong opinions about everything until I would ask him about it. He's like, oh, I don't know about that. Yeah. Yeah, so the issue is these people, their unknowingness here is malicious, right? Because if it was some like random business dealing in Ukraine with Hunter Biden, they suddenly know everything about it. But when it comes to things that are, you know, fundamentally huge issues with the Trump administration, they seem to be totally fucking ignorant about it. And the lack of information there is deliberate and malicious. But when I call it out as that, like I did with Sean, AJW, the actual Justice Warrior guy, that's kind of like you're nuking the bridge. Because at that point, what, is he going to admit that, yeah, I lied because I was being malicious? Like, they're never admitting that. So they have to infinitely retreat into these infinitely smaller and smaller holes of validity where it's like, well, I misattributed the quote. Well, I misattributed the quote in the time period. And I misattributed the quote in the time period and the intention. And it's not actually anywhere near, like, you're fucked at that point. So it's kind of like the most nuclear option. I do agree, though. And I'm precariously perched on the edge of that, not wanting to give anybody any like validity when I'm trying to call it out more when I see it. Like, it happened in a debate yesterday where people are like, oh, well, I have a difference of opinion. You're like, no, you don't have a difference in opinion. You're an actual subhuman, unpatriotic, American-hating piece of shit. This isn't a valid opinion to have here. You keep alluding to this thing that's not even close to this other thing, and you know it. This isn't a mistake, right? You're being a disgusting, evil fuck. But it's obviously because conservatives have gotten to skirt by with basically having the same expectations of them as like a headless child. Once you start calling people out like that, people immediately like, oh, Trump derangement syndrome, or they get like really ass mad, and it shuts down the conversation completely. But there is value, I think, in doing it for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose I can respect the way you kind of, I guess, would you describe it as like ethics of a debate, in that like you still want to be able to have a conversation with them in the future. Like you don't want to have a debate that becomes so heated and like, you know, like a shit slinging contest that you can never talk to these people again.
Yeah, but the issue is that like I don't want to like be too generous that it looks like I'm carrying water for them, which I think I kind of was earlier this year. So I have to find a balance. And now what I've seen more, and it's very difficult. I had a conversation with the lady that helps me do my Bridges podcast over like, I don't know what the direction is that I want to take this, because right now we're pretty aimless. And I realized the reason why we're aimless is because the original goal of the show is actually impossible. There is no way to bridge.
What was the goal?
The idea behind Bridges is like bridging behind like separate political movements and like having challenging conversations with people while still being friendly. That's not possible. The only thing you can do is have a challenging conversation with somebody, as long as you're just challenging them on the peripherals of their beliefs, but never anything that's core. Like, these beliefs are absolutely protected, and nobody in the large media sphere, in the alternative media world, will ever have their beliefs challenged in that way. So for people like Tim Pool, for Dave Rubin, for everybody on the Daily Wire, you will never be able to have a challenging conversation with them. You can only nibble at the very, very edges of what they believe in, and that's the only type of speech that they will host. And it's very intentionally done because they don't want the grift to be threatened. Well, yeah, I don't even know what to call, maybe you could call it a grift, but it's more just like they know that they're wrong. Like, in my mind, because I've tried to sort through this so much, and I say this so much on stream, it's like, if there was a guy that was my size on the internet saying shit that I knew was obviously fucking wrong, I would be chomping at the bit for a conversation with him, because one, it's going to be huge for my audience and I'm going to look amazing, and two, I'm going to eat away a ton of their audience. That's just like the best opportunity in the world. Show me a guy who's a dumb fuck with 1 million subscribers, I'm debating this guy all day. But I realize now why the reason why those people avoid those conversations is because they know that they're incorrect, and they know they wouldn't survive the scrutiny. So they're knowingly making these decisions, knowing that they don't have the factual substantiation for the things they're talking about, which is, it's like evil when you work in media, I think.
Yeah. It's an interesting space to work in, for sure.
Yeah, interesting.
Kind of glad I'm in gaming, but I also don't, because like I see all this political stuff. It was interesting because like when I saw after the Trump assassination, I was like seeing your response, and I was seeing all these people like come at you, and then I saw the Twitter space, and I was like, okay, I know about Destiny. I don't know too much about him, but I want to like hear what he has to say and hear like why he's going off so hard. And I listened to those Twitter spaces, and like you're pretty angry, but I could also detect some of the logic that you had. And so like my personal stance is that like I don't really care who you are. Like I follow whoever has the best argument, I feel. Whoever can back it up, you know?
Sure.
And I feel like the conservative side has almost, they used to have that mantra of facts don't care about your feelings, but now it's almost like my feelings don't care about your facts.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
And like as as someone who I would consider myself more of a like my own person. Like I don't ascribe to any specific political ideology. I just kind of listen to the arguments. I don't understand like why that whole mantra changed.
Because they
And,
no
like,
longer
why-
have. There's a saying for like attorneys where it's like when the law is on your side, you know, push the law. When the facts are on your side, push the facts. And when neither's on your side, like pound the table or whatever. It's basically that when conservatives were arguing from some factual basis, at the very least, when they were talking about things related to economics, like 15, 20 years ago, like they could push on that really hard. But now conservatives are just completely out to sea. They have nothing. They're unprincipled. They have no American foundation for their beliefs. They don't talk about policy anymore. And all of their takes are rooted in some conspiratorial nonsense for basically everything, for all foreign policy, all domestic policy.
What do you
It's just all
mean?
insane.
Their policy is fear mongering.
Yeah, basically, yeah. But it's
Aren't
not
you
even
worried
good fear
about-
mongering. It's fear mongering over shit that's not even happening, right?
Yeah, they're not even talking about the right border. Okay, have you been up north, man? Those Canadians they're the worst.
Trust me, I see all the Canadian commentators, okay, that are invading our U.S. space. So yeah, Jordan Peterson. Oh yeah, I know. Listen, these guys are all Canadians. Yeah.
No, what's really funny is that the border up north, because I'm in Washington, it's so fucking relaxed and chill there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Yeah, so I guess just like a general conversation about politics and stuff, because I feel like I've been disillusioned from it was like different in 2014 up to like 2019. I feel like there were the conservative talking points felt more like counterculture-esque, or like there was this culture of corporate pandering and stuff like that, kind of invading the space of media, and I felt like, get that shit out of gaming. But now it's like really evolved way past that, past what I initially kind of identified with that, and now I'm like what the fuck are we doing now?
Yeah, and the issue is when people like define themselves in such a reactionary manner. Like I think there are times when it's cringe, when like progressives are pushing too hard on some cultural things. I'm like, this is kind of cringe. But then like when it gets to the point to where like anytime there's like a female character in gaming, now people have like a huge problem with everything. And it's like, this is kind of cringe. Like,
dude, if you want something really funny to look over, I found a fucking Steam group, woke content detectors curated list of games. There are over 1,400 games that they have gone through, and like they have little descriptions for each one and how it's woke, and like this is like insane brain rot to me, because like for Starfield it says not recommended, contains overly pro LGBTQ plus messaging, pronoun selection including the option for they them, and here's the kicker: many important people are people of color.
that's a warning thing.
Yeah, that's a warning. It's just
Okay. And like Mass Effect, when they're like aliens and shit, do those count as people of color, or?
Yeah, we could. I'm sure Mass Effect is on here. I can search for that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely good. Oh yeah. Homosexual romance options. Yep, it's a slight warning on Mass Effect. Just a slight warning, because there's homosexual relationships or romance options. But like shit like this, I feel like is just insane to me, that we've lost the plot so hard. It used to be like, at least from my perspective, I've always been a proponent of like fair, good faith media critique. I mean, that's like what I try to do on my gaming videos. So when I see like other articles that were like, Resident Evil 5 is racist because it's an African, you kill zombies, I'd be like, this is like a bullshit argument.
Sure.
So I would push back against stuff like that. But this has gone like so far out of the
Somebody
realm
wants
of
you
what
to, people in my chat really want you to link the thing to me so I can link it to them.
I kind of want to keep it to myself.
Oh, okay.
This is my territory. This is my. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, you guys want to see this, bro? This is like. And the thing is,
wait,
like,
never mind. Everybody's linking it now. It's a Google spreadsheet, I think, right?
Oh shit! Did they find it already?
Yeah. Balloons? Wait, balloons is woke?
Yup. Balloons.
Not
tower
balloons. No, not the tower defense. Oh no.
Is that the only? That's the only Bloons game that's woke, though. So just TD6, guys. If you want Bloons TD5, it is not woke.
Contains overtly pro-LGBTQ plus messaging. There is a pride flag item available in the trophy store with a pro-pride message. Shit. Oh no,
I know,
Hades that was a woke game. Homosexual relationship
Yeah.
between minor characters. Optional homosexual romance. The NPC Chaos is non-binary. The NPC Dusa says she is asexual. Fuck. I didn't know these games were compromised.
I know, so many. Power World, even fucking Power Worlds, and Street Fighter 6, man.
Wolong Fallen Dynasty contains overtly pro-LGBTQ plus messaging, uses body type in place of biological sex during character creation. Elden Ring? Oh no!
Elden Ring's been compromised.
Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. Terraria? No!
Even Undertale. Even Undertale. Luckily, though, Morrowind is good. wait. Check out number 34, Fallout New Vegas. It says, a possible companion has dialogue about her experiences as a homosexual. And that light social commentary. That's right, fellas.
No, not social commentary from Fallout. Oh no!
Fallout New Vegas has light social commentary. Just a little bit.
Oh, Factorio
created
safe.
this doc. Someone who has reached like SSJ4 levels of autism.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so I was
Dwarf
probably gonna record.
Fortress? No.
What's that?
Contains overtly pro DEI messaging. Features LGBTQ plus and diverse dwarfs. Oh shit, they
God.
probably say the same for RimWorld then too, huh? Yep.
Bro, number 59, Helldivers 2. The intro notably features a mixed race family.
You seriously?
I know, dude. I didn't notice it my first time through, but that's a thing, man. That's crazy. So yeah, shit like this, I feel like is. I mean, this is like funny to make fun of, but there's like a part of the gaming audience, because like in the past, I've railed against like shitty conservative right-wing talking points on video games, and the same with shitty left-wing talking points on video games. But I feel like nowadays, when I make fun of people like shitty talking points from the right, I get more flack for it. As if like I haven't always criticized both sides when they say dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, it's pretty autistic.
Yeah. I just really felt disillusioned from whatever that side represents anymore. Do you feel like the conservative movement has been hijacked?
I feel like there's too much negativity. They don't stand for much anymore besides like hate. As cringe as that is to say, it's just like very hateful and very angry at everything. Yeah.
What do you think is hateful about this document? Okay, there's nothing hateful about this woke curated list of games. There's just, we're just keeping a staunch eye out for any people of color that might be important or mixed race families. Like, what's wrong with that?
True. Trying to protect the nuclear family. Yeah.
I'm converting him.
This is wild. This is just wild. This has to be like a meme. Erotic Justice contains overtly pro-LGBTQ plus messaging, features LGBTQ plus sexual interactions. Not from Erotic Justice. Oh no.
They have a game on here, called I Got Blackmailed by a Futanari.
Oh no.
In case you were wondering if that game was woke or not, if you couldn't judge by the title or not,
Wait, I wonder if do they rate StarCraft here?
Oh yeah, let's see.
It's not even on. Wow, I wonder why.
Do you think it would be woke?
Yeah, absolutely. Kerrigan is a woman, and she's supposed to be like the strongest person in the universe, or whatever. Bullshit.
Yeah, true. And remember at the end of Brood War, she defeats all the strong men.
Yeah,
like she defeats Mengsk and Artanis.
Although it is balanced out because at least her alien body has high heels, so maybe they would give her points for that, for good female representation.
Well, they definitely upped the sex appeal in StarCraft 2 for sure. So it got less woke in StarCraft 2, I would say. True. For sure.
Oh, these are for only Steam games. Gotcha. Jesus.
Oh
right.
yeah.
Okay. What else? I've got like an indictment. I need to read over my friends are all Russian propagandists, surprisingly enough. So, what else?
Okay. What else do I want to talk about?
Yeah.
Or Well, yeah, however much time you have. What do you think about all the Brazil Twitter stuff?
I don't know enough, unfortunately. Nowadays, I just don't trust anybody in media, so I don't have time to read through a lot of the documents myself. I just don't trust it. I'm not sure, so I don't know enough about what's going on in Brazil. I definitely don't trust anything that Elon says, just out of hand. But I mean, I don't know enough about the particular situation down there to know who's in the right or who's in the wrong. So yeah, I just don't have a strong opinion on it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I need to do more research myself. What the first impression I have is that Brazil also had an insurrection against their government, like the right wing guy had.
Yeah, somebody actually emailed me this. Yeah.
Yeah, from my memory, he had actually seen what Donald Trump had did on January 6th and preemptively planned to claim election fraud even before I think the votes were counted or totally counted.
Mm-hmm.
And so it seems like, from my perspective, this judge that's trying to get these accounts banned is because they're spreading misinformation that has in the past incited acts of political violence. And so it's like, do we take that stuff down once it becomes a threat? You know, should Elon take that stuff down? Should Twitter take that stuff down?
The problem is that in order to even begin like having this conversation, people need to be honest about what it is. And until people are ready to be honest, there's just no conversation that's ready to be had. This is true of so many things in today's society. Like, for instance, making guns legal and accessible to everybody means that there's going to be more gun violence. That's like it's a fact that's been borne out in so much research. If you're trying to say that like the Second Amendment is good and we should have guns because it means less violence because people can protect themselves, then you don't deserve to have the conversation, because you can't engage with it. You don't even have the reality foundation, right? The factual basis is necessary so that then you can begin to have the conversation of, okay, well, I think that guns are important for XYZ reasons. I understand that these are the costs to having firearms available, but like, let's see if like we think that the costs available, or I'm sorry, if the costs that are incurred by these things being available are worth the benefits of having them available, right? And that's the conversation that needs to happen. But people don't even want to honestly engage with it. And it's the same thing with like harmful speech like this. As soon as you say like, okay, well, let's talk about like misinformation and people that are, and disinformation. Do you think that this should be regulated because of all the harm that it causes? The conversation doesn't start with people saying like, well, you know, the First Amendment guarantees that like even harmful speech and stuff that could cause bad things, right? Instead, they'll say like, oh, there's no evidence of that. Oh, disinformation? What do you think is disinformation? The Mueller report? What about Russiagate, right? They won't even begin to engage with that. And all the things that you're talking about as disinformation, most of the people on the other side that you would need to talk to all think it's real. So like it's impossible to even start conversation. But yeah, I think it is severely damaging though to the planet. Like a democracy only works with an informed public, and now you have an entire media apparatus that's literally working to undermine an informed public, which would undermine the democracy, which would cause the country to fail. So what do you do about it? I don't know.
Yeah, especially when the guy who purchased like one of the biggest social media sites has basically made it a spawning pool for all sorts of disinformation. Mm-hmm. I think I saw something, again, not 100% verifiable, but I wonder if Elon has stopped allowing community notes on his posts or on some of them in regards to Brazil. I saw someone point that out, but that was I wouldn't say that with 100% certainty. Sure. But here's an interesting question for you, Destiny, on the topic of misinformation. Do you think we should censor or take down flat Earth accounts that purport the flat Earth theory?
I think that it's good. I think that the community noting system can be okay. I think it's basically been destroyed on X, though. It seems like it's just weaponized now. I don't know if like the public should be able to vote on it, because people like Hassan Piker and other misinformation accounts will just like have their audience spam the thumbs down on them so that they get removed. But I think that systems like that I think are helpful. But I don't know I haven't like sat down and brainstormed the ideal way to combat stuff like that.
Yeah. See, because my position is that there's that type of misinformation where it's like, we look at it and we're like, oh, hey, that's pretty stupid. Those people over there saying the Earth is flat. But do we need to go out of our way to censor flat earthers? Well, not until they get about 10,000 of them and start storming government buildings with weapons. Once they start doing that, then it's like that rhetoric has galvanized people into taking like actions of violence.
Yeah, they also prepare your mind for like other retarded shit too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But as far as like free speech, First Amendment, like free speech doesn't protect speech that leads to acts of violence or incites violence in some way.
Well,
And I feel
directly,
like
not just in some way, but it has to be very directly, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, you could probably create a direct line between claims of election fraud leading to the attempt to undermine a democratic election, couldn't you?
I
That's a
agree. You
pretty
absolutely can morally, for sure, 1 billion%. And like people like Trump and other Republicans absolutely incited that type of violence and continue to incite it. But for the criminal charge of incitement, there's a particular test that was spelled out in a Supreme Court case, and it's called the Brandenburg test. And in order for you to be criminally held liable for that type of speech, I think it's two prongs. I think it has to be like immediate in time, and it has to be like a direct call to violent action. And you have to knowingly like know that that's what you're doing and that that's what's going to happen.
yeah.
Yeah, the two prongs are the speech is directed to inciting or producing imminent lawless action, and the speech is likely to incite or produce such action. But yeah,
So that's a test, huh?
yeah.
Gotcha.
So if I were to go on stage and talk to a bunch of people and say, like, the Jews are destroying this country, we need to do something about it, okay? We've got to get rid of all these Jews. That would be protected speech. But if I get on stage and I say to a bunch of people, hey, the Jews are destroying this country, there's a temple down the street, let's go, we need to get these guys out of here, then that would probably not be protected. If I've got, like, a large crowd of people that are all riled up and ready to go over and, yeah.
Yeah, so that would be harder to prove in like a criminal case. I get you.
Yeah.
But morally, it's easier to connect the dots.
Morally, it's very easy, yeah, obviously. Some people, well, conservatives will play this game, but they always play it selectively because they're not dumb. They'll play this game where they'll say, like, oh, well, where's the criminal charge, right? And then they'll say if there's no criminal charge, then a thing didn't happen. But then when you ask them about, like, oh, so then what about, like, Hillary's emails or Hunter Biden? Well, then all of a sudden they go back to using, like, a reasonable standard. They change their minds completely on it, so, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Rules for thee, not for me.
Yeah.
Essentially. Yeah, I guess I just wanted to shoot the shit a little bit. If you got somewhere to go, somewhere to be, then yeah, feel free.
Okay. Well, hey,
Sorry
listen.
if this conversation wasn't that interesting.
No, you're good. It's always fun to chat with people. You've got perms to this room, so if anything ever comes up, you can always just hop in. I'm usually in here when I'm streaming. You can chat and everything. So.
Yeah, yeah. If you ever want to do another focus group or something.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I'm done with this next video. That keeps getting eternally delayed, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, is that the big one that you were?
Well, it's the one I focus group you guys for. I'm refining that information and putting it together in a more concise video, basically. So, yeah.
How long is it looking to be?
I don't know yet. We'll see. But my goal is
Gotcha.
my goal for the final video is like 30 minutes or less. But yeah, we'll see.
Are you editing it yourself, like the video, or are you just putting all the information together and then are you gonna?
No, I'll
record
definitely
it?
be. I've got editors to work on that, but hopefully it's like a good video that is not just like me reading stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, I look forward to seeing it. I mean, hopefully it educates people on like what's really been going on. Because I was like totally unaware of a lot of shit prior to the assassination attempt. Like I didn't really look into a whole bunch of things prior to that. Then I was like, oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot of information, and you have to find people who
Yeah.
can like sort through it and pick out the interesting bits and then present it in an interesting manner. Yeah. So,
There's so many interesting parts of the whole like insurrection plot, though. Like they got to make that like a fucking TV series. You know, that's
Yeah.
like it's like a something writers would come up with. You know,
yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, it's pretty wacky.
it's pretty wacky.
It's pretty wacky. Yeah. But that's part
Yeah.
of with the next video. I'll include all that. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't want to take up any more of your time, so I'll leave you to it. And yeah, keep up the good work. Nice
Be
chatting
careful,
with
okay?
you.
Try not to play any accidental woke games. Okay.
I'm gonna look at this list and I'm gonna cross-reference it with my Steam library just so I can be a pure gamer, unbesmirched by wokeness.
Good job. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. If you ever want to debate video game quality, let me know.
Okay. I'll keep it in mind.
Yeah. All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Okay, indictment. Somebody said that Final Fantasy VII was on the thing? No way. Oh, fuck. Too many of you guys have it loaded. Oh, wait. Control app's not working. Final Fantasy 4, 5, 6, 9, 7. Contains subtly pro-LGBTQ plus messaging. Contains subtly pro-climate action messaging. Forced cross-dressing. You start the game working for an eco-terrorist group. Oh, no. Contains overtly anti-patriarchy messaging. All important characters are female. All male characters are portrayed negatively and is less competent than the female characters. Jesus, the BioShock ones? Okay. We need to read this. Only 32 pages, not bad. RT, formerly known as Russia Today, is a state-controlled media outlet funded and directed by the government of Russia. After Russia invaded Ukraine in February of 2022, RT was sanctioned, dropped by distributors, and ultimately forced to cease formal operations in the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, and the European Union. In response, RT created, in the words of its editor-in-chief, an entire empire of covert projects designed to shape public opinion in Western audiences. One of RT's covert projects, as described herein, is its funding and direction of a Tennessee-based online content creation company, US Company One. After being forced to close many operations around the world, RT attempts to fund global media empire to covertly fund. Over at least the past year, RT and its employees, including Kostiantin Kalashnikov, isn't this the name of like the AK-47 thing? Kalashnikov? That's a real also person name? Damn. AKA Kostya and Elena Afanasievia, okay, aka Lena, or Lena? The defendants have deployed nearly $10 million laundered through a network of foreign shell entities to covertly fund and direct U.S. Company One. Jesus. U.S. Company One, described as a Tennessee-based online content creation company. At least the past year, RT has spent dollars laundered through shell entities to covertly fund and direct Company One. Jesus. Company One publishes English language videos on multiple social media channels, including TikTok, Instagram, X, and YouTube, using multiple fake personas. Afanasievia edited, posted, and directed the posting of, or by U.S. Company One, of hundreds of videos. Many of the videos published by U.S. Company One contain commentary on events and issues in the United States, such as immigration, inflation, and other topics related to domestic and foreign policy. While the views expressed in the videos are not uniform, the subject matter and content of the videos are often consistent with the government of Russia's interest in amplifying U.S. domestic divisions in order to weaken U.S. opposition to core government of Russia interests, such as its ongoing war in Ukraine. Hold on. Since publicly launching in or on about November 2023, US Company One has posted nearly 2,000 videos that have garnered more than 16 million views on YouTube alone. Ooh, okay, hold on. Launched in November of 2023. Posted nearly 2,000 videos with more than 16 million views on YouTube alone. U.S. Company One never disclosed to its viewers that it was funded and directed by RT, nor did the U.S. Company One or its two founders and principal executives, Founder One and Founder Two, register with the Attorney General as an agent of a foreign principal as required by law. Let's see. I should have. Players, I guess. Company One. We don't know yet. I'll figure it out as I read this. I know you all know because you're spamming tweets and shit, but we'll figure out as I go through. Founder One is Kalashnikov. Founder Two is Afanasieva. Who respectively have over 2.4 million and 1.3 million YouTube subscribers. Founder One and Founder Two contracted with Commentator One and Commentator Two to produce videos. Oh, no, wait. These are different people. Wait, I'm sorry. This is not saying who they are. Hold on. We've got... I like how I say we'll figure this out as we go through, even though I know you guys are spam linking random shit and you still fucking just like spam link every fucking thing. Good job. Take a break. Learn to listen. Fucking retard. U.S. Company One never discloses to its peers. Okay, I know. U.S. Company Two, or U.S. Company One, it's two founders and principal executives. Okay, Founder One and Founder Two. Owners. Information. Okay. Nor did U.S. Company One and its two founders and principal executives, Founder One and Founder Two, register with the Attorney General as an agent of a foreign principal, as required by law. Kalashnikov, Afanasyev, Founder 1, and Founder 2 also worked together to deceive two U.S. online commentators, Commentator 1 and Commentator 2, who respectively have over 2.4 million and 1.3 million YouTube subscribers. Founder 1 and Founder 2 contracted with Commentator 1 and Commentator 2 to produce videos using Commentator 1's and Commentator 2's own names and leveraging their existing audiences for license and publication by U.S. Company 1. Okay. So we have contractors, Commentator 1 and Commentator 2. Plus YouTube subs. Commentator 2, 1.3 mil plus YouTube subs. For license of publication by U.S. Company 1. Kalashnikov, Afanasyev, Founder 1 and Founder 2 worked together to mask U.S. Company 1's true source of funding, i.e. RT, by falsely portraying to Commentator 1 and 2 that U.S. Company 1 was sponsored by a private investor named Eduard Grigorian. In truth, and in fact, Grigorian was a fictional persona. For example, during contract negotiations, Commentator 1 requested that Founder 1 provide a profile or article on Eduard Grigorian. In response, Founder 1 sent Commentator 1 a one-page profile provided by Founder 1 by another fictional persona purporting to represent Eduard Grigorian, falsely describing Eduard Grigorian as an accomplished finance professional who had held various positions in Brussels and France at a multinational bank, Bank One, including Director of Private Banking Division and Wealth Management. After receiving the fictitious profile, Commentator 1 agreed to work with U.S. Company 1 and produced approximately 130 videos that were published on U.S. Company 1's platform. God damn. Fictitious persona, Eduard Grigorian, and claim he was an actual investor in the company to conceal the funds coming from Russia. Remember how we said there are pages that like get made that are like fake publication pages to say, oh, this guy is a, you know, he worked for this and did this and blah, blah, blah. And these pages are just fake. There's like people pay to make these pages. It's not actually real at all. Yeah. So these guys are Russian agents, and we know who they are. They're all redacted. We'll figure it out as we go through. It's also been figured out publicly a lot too, but we'll try to piece together it on our own, and then we'll go and we'll check what everyone else has done. Okay. So fictitious persona in response, he sent a one-page profile after doing. Okay. Commentator 1 created over 130 videos for Company 1's platform. Background on Russian influence operations. RT is a Russian, state-funded and state-directed media outlet, and as RT's editor-in-chief is publicly acknowledged, since RT receives budget from the state, it must complete tasks given by the state. For nearly 2 decades, RT has promoted the objectives of the government of Russia by publishing disinformation and propaganda, leveraging its international network to amplify the government of Russia's message to foreign audiences, and using its guise as a conventional media outlet to lend credibility to that message. RT's propaganda is most obvious when it reports on matters of importance to the government of Russia, such as public opinion about Ukraine and the United States. When direct propaganda is not effective, however, RT has pursued malign influence campaigns in countries opposed to its policies, including the United States, in an effort to sow domestic divisions and thereby weaken opposition to government of Russia objectives. For example, in discussing RT's coverage of the United Kingdom's exit from the European Union in 2016, an RT journalist recalled to an academic researcher, "I asked my editor, what is RT's line for this Brexit? And he said, anything that causes chaos is RT's line." Nice. In or about March 2022, following Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February of 2022, the European Union, the UK, and Canada banned broadcasting by RT. That same month, RT also ceased its operations in the United States after major television distributors dropped the network. But as RT itself has boasted, despite its post-March 2022 bans on broadcasting and lack of formal distribution channels in the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, and the European Union, the government of Russia continues to use RT to direct disinformation and propaganda at Western audiences. For example, on or about February 25th, 2024, RT's editor-in-chief declared during a Russian television appearance that public opinion in the West is changing very rapidly and very cheerfully, due in part to RT. RT's editor-in-chief further explained that despite being banished everywhere on February 25th, referring to the state of Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, RT had built an enormous network, an entire empire of covert projects that is working with the public opinion, bringing truth to Western audiences. As set forth below, U.S. Company 1 is one of RT's covert projects in the United States. Kostiantin Kalashnikov, a.k.a. Kostya, the defendant, is a citizen of Russia and an employee of RT. Kalashnikov has identified himself as the deputy chief of the Digital Media Projects Department for RT, is a member of an internal RT email distribution list reserved for leaders at RT, and manages multiple RT covert distribution channels in the United States, including U.S. Company 1. As set forth below, Founder 1 introduced Kalashnikov to U.S. Company 1's employees and affiliates as a purported outside editor, and Kalashnikov edited U.S. Company 1 content without disclosing that he was working for RT. Okay, so nicknamed Kostya is part of the leaders email distribution chain for RT. Worked and edited for U.S. Company 1. Okay, and then also, this is important to note. So it seems like Founder 1 and Founder 2, I think, are in on it, but Commentator 1 and Commentator 2 are probably not in on it. I think, if I read this correctly, let me check. Yes, correct. Yes, okay. Commentators, I think, are alleged to have been deceived. Founder 1 and Founder 2 seem like they're in on it. Right, okay. Kalashnikov also participated in an internal U.S. Company 1 messaging group comprised solely of Kalashnikov, Founder 1, Founder 2, and an individual purporting to act as a representative of U.S. Company 1's investor, Edward Gregorian, but who was, in fact, a fake persona. Persona 1, as described below. Persona 1 is Edward Gregorian, fake person. Okay. Actual Kino idea structure, January 6th investigation video, like an episode of Dr. House. True. But who was in fact a fake persona, as described below. In that messaging group, Kalashnikov monitored discussions of, among other things, US Company 1's funding, hiring, and contract negotiations with Commentator 1 and Commentator 2. Lena Eflala, aka Lena, the defendant, is a citizen of Russia and an employee of RT. She's identified herself on social media as a producer at RT dealing with overseas affairs and news. As set forth below, Kalashnikov introduced Lena to US Company 1 staff and contributors as a member of Kalashnikov's editing team. And Afanasieva collected information from and gave direction to US Company 1 personnel on behalf of RT in that covert capacity. Lena utilized multiple fake personas at US Company 1, including Helena Shudra and Victoria Pesty in Company 1. Okay. Jesus. Founder 1 and Founder 2 are foreign nationals who reside in the United States. Founder 1 and Founder 2 jointly control and operate U.S. Company 1. Foreign nationals. When you're a foreign national, that means that you have citizenship in another country, not just we're born somewhere else, but have citizenship there, or so it's foreign national who resides in the U.S. Founder 1 and Founder 2 jointly control and operate U.S. Company 1, and they are the only authorized signatories for U.S. Company 1's business checking account, the U.S. Company 1 bank account, which is held at a bank in the United States. For operating U.S. Company 1 for RT, as set forth below, Founder 1 and Founder 2 work directly for RT and its affiliates, including as follows. From in or about March 2021 to in or about February 2022, Founder 1 created videos, posted social media content, and wrote articles pursuant to a written contract between Founder 1's Canadian Company 1, and RT's parent organization, Ano TV Novosti. March 21 through February 2022. Articles and created content pursuant to a written contract with Ano TV Novosti, RT's parent org. Someone's about to make these 2 clips of you. Someone has to make an edit with these 2 clips of you, and then the lawsuit, do a bounty. Wait, what is this? Oh, I know what this is already. The biolabs and everything in Russia and the Nazi presence there is it's every single, they're in lockstep. Like, so much so that, like, if they were taking, like, if somebody were to tell me that it's a conspiracy and they're all getting orders, I would say bullshit, because if Russia was leading this conspiracy, the orders wouldn't be so consistent. You would vary the talking points from person to person. Everybody wouldn't be literally in lockstep in this. It'd be like cheating on another guy's test and getting an A+ and copying every single answer. You wouldn't. You make some wrong. You f some up intentionally. You don't want to be obviously you copied your answers, right? So be careful. Where the bad stuff and the Russian stuff was kind of like in the background, and it's like always something we should be aware of, to now it's like at the forefront of my mind with almost every single interaction that I'm looking at with people. I feel like people are lockstep with pro-Russian talking points ubiquitously across the entirety of the conservative and center mainstream and alternative media sphere. Like, I don't know if it could be any more lockstep. The biolab really makes you think. Okay, they're only okay. From in or about. Pursuant to a written contract and RT's parent organization, this content generally consisted of English language, social commentary, RT. I wonder if Founder 1, who we'll find out and we'll name, I wonder if they ever made this public information. Do people know this? I wonder if, we'll find out. RT directly published some of Founder 1's paid work, while Founder 1 posted other of Founder 1's paid work on Founder 1's personal accounts without attribution to RT. Ooh, guess not. So Founder 1's paid work. Okay. For example, Founder 1's invoices reflect that Founder 1 billed Ano TV Novosti for approximately 217 videos, of which approximately 209 were published on Founder 1's personal YouTube channel. Founder 1 also wrote approximately, imagine invoicing for your government propaganda. Oh no. Founder 1 also wrote approximately 25 opinion articles that were published on RT's website, at least 19 of which Founder 1 billed to Ano TV Novosti. None of Founder One's articles disclosed that Founder One was paid by RT to write for them. 217 videos. To create content for RT pursuant to Founder One's written contract, Founder One worked with Founder Two and two individual producers who later joined US Company One. RT invited Founder One to appear on RT television programming, created a dedicated page on RT's website identifying Founder One as a contributor, and featuring Founder One's articles, and provided an official letter on RT letterhead designating Founder One and Founder Two as essential workers during the COVID-19 pandemic. In private correspondence, however, Founder One and Founder Two recognized that truthfully disclosing their affiliation with RT made it more difficult for them to do business in the United States. For example, in a July 2021 email inviting a contact to apply for a job with RT, Founder One wrote that RT's budget is going to be larger, but acknowledged, "I know being Russian, some folks in the US aren't too hot on them, LOL." As another example, in a private exchange on the messaging platform Discord in February 2022, Producer One told Founder Two that when I was asking people if they wanted to interview, many said yes until I said it was with RT, so I switched to saying I was just working for Founder One. Founder Two replied, "Haha, not surprised." Yikes. In their private correspondence while working directly for RT pursuant to Founder One's written contract, rushed over to link story, seeing everybody reviewing it. Oh, yeah. Founder One and Founder Two regularly referred to their sponsor, i.e. RT, as the Russians. For example, on or about May 12th, 2021, Founder Two messaged Founder One on Discord, "So we're billing the Russians from this corporation, right?" On or about May 22nd, 2021, Founder One messaged Founder Two on Discord. "Also, the Russians paid, so we're good to bill them for the second month, I guess." On or about June 2nd, 2021, Founder One messaged Founder Two on Discord. "Also, I say we bill the Russians for the last month since we're done the extra op-eds," referring to Founder One's paid opinion articles for RT. And on or about January 5th, 2022, Founder Two messaged an acquaintance on Discord about paid leave that the Russians had offered to Founder One. How they get their Discord logs. This is good redact advert. I mean, Discord, I imagine you can subpoena Discord, or you could have another person who was in the conversation hand over things. I don't know if deleting your messages from Discord also deletes it from Discord servers, though. They might hold on to that information for some period of time, maybe a month or whatever. I don't know what the GDPR limit restrictions are or whatever. From in or about October 2021 to in or about May 2022, separate and apart from Founder One's contract with RT's parent organization, Ano TV Novosti, Founder Two also worked directly for RT and with Ruptly Jimidovich, RT's German subsidiary. Founder Two's paid work for RT included, among other things, preparing English language text messages describing news events. During this time, Founder Two and Kalashnikov appear to have had overlapping business contacts. On or about May 18th, a Ruptly Gimbal employee sent a Russian language email to 6 recipients, including Founder Two and Kalashnikov, requesting that they send their work email addresses to gain account access to Ruptly's website. Founder Two, from October 2021 to May 2022, separate from Founder One's contract. Founder Two worked with RT and with Ruptli Gimb, RT's German subsidiary. Let's see. Okay. U.S. Company 1 is a United States corporation established under the laws of Tennessee. Founder 1 has described U.S. Company 1 as the U.S. subsidiary of Founder 1's Canadian company. It's a Canadian company. Canadian Company 1. As set forth above, from in or about March 2021 to in or about February 2022. Founder 1 used Canadian Company 1 to produce content for RT pursuant to a written contract. Founder 1 incorporated U.S. Company 1 on or about January 19, 2022 and applied with the Tennessee Department of State to transact business under its current operating name, which Company 1 uses on its website and social media channels. On or about May 22nd, 2023, on its website, U.S. Company 1 describes itself as a network of heterodox commentators that focus on Western political and cultural issues and identifies 6 commentators, including commentator 1 and 2, as its talent. U.S. Company 1 regularly posts videos featuring these commentators, as well as other videos that do not feature the commentators across an array of social media channels, including YouTube, TikTok, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Rumble. To support the production and publication of its videos, U.S. Company 1 employs 3 staff producers, producer 1, 2, and a third individual, producer 3, and a purported outside editing firm staffed by, among others, Kalashnikov and Afanasyev. The Foreign Agents Registration Act is a registration and disclosure statute that requires any person acting or agreeing to act in the United States as an agent of a foreign principal or register with the Attorney General if he or she is engaging or agreeing to engage directly or through another person in certain types of conduct for or in the interest of the foreign principal. Conduct requiring registration under FARA includes, as is relevant here, political activities such as a publicity agent or information service employee, and dispersing money for or in the interest of the foreign principal. FARA registrations are made to the Foreign Agents Registration Act unit of the Department of Justice's National Security Division. It is a crime to willfully fail to register when required under FARA. The purpose of FARA is to prevent covert influence by foreign principals, which include foreign governments, companies, and persons located outside the United States. Proper registration under FARA allows the U.S. government and public and private audiences to evaluate the statements and activities of individuals who are serving as agents of foreign principals in light of their status as foreign agents. Remember when I said everybody should disclose their income sources? Remember when I said that? Among other things, true. Hi. Among other things, FARA registration reveals the identity of the foreign principal on whose behalf the registrant performs services, the types of services the registrant provides the foreign principal, and the source and amount of compensation the registrant receives from the foreign principal. FARA registration statements are publicly accessible on the website of the FARA unit. In addition, FARA registrants are required to label informational materials transmitted within the United States with a conspicuous statement disclosing that the materials are distributed by the agent on behalf of the foreign principal. Makes sense. RT's covert operations through U.S. Company 1. In or about December of 2022, Founder 1 began working with an individual operating under the fictitious name Edward Gregorian, and 3 purported representatives of Edward Gregorian, Persona 1 and 2 additional purported representatives, Persona 2 and Persona 3, to launch a new YouTube channel, initially under the name Viewpoint Productions. On or about January 10th, 2023, Persona 2 told Founder 1 that Founder 1's first task was to find a personality that could serve as the face of the channel, and that for the right candidate, we're willing to pay around $1 to $2 million per year. Damn. Serious, we were approached by a government to push some sort of propaganda. I have never... I would say that like Russian stuff is the closest, but it's usually just for appearances on RT. It's never been for other offers that I am aware of that have not been made to me ever personally. On or about January 13th, 2023, Persona 2 sent Founder 1 a proposed contract for Founder 1's influencer talent scouting services, which Founder 1 listed as the agent and a Hungarian entity listed as the client. Hungarian Shell 81 is no publicly available website. In exchange for Founder 1 services, the proposed contract awarded Founder 1 $8,000 per month plus a percentage of any deals that Founder 1 closed with influencers. Over the next several months, while Founder 1 continued to negotiate Founder 1's contract, Founder 1 accepted interim payments and began to scout for influencers for the new YouTube channel for Edward Gregorian. Wait, do we all... Okay, hold on. Now I think I am going to start labeling some of these things. What are we thinking Company 1 is? Has that been like publicly stated yet? Okay. It's probably this, right? The Tenet Media stuff? That's my guess? Oh. Is a network of heterodox commentators that focus on Western political and cultural issues. Okay. So Company 1 is Tenet Media, right? A new DOJ indictment alleges that RT employees covertly funded and directed a U.S. company with $10 million in order to push pro-Russian content. The company is based in Tennessee. There is one media company based in Tennessee with the same phrase listed on the indictment. One second. Online payment processing is currently not available. Please use these tools to prepare documents. Wait, an error has occurred. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, what happened? Oh. Roaming USA Corp. Formed in Tennessee. Is this supposed to show the... Oh, Tenet Media. Initial filing date, January 19th, 2022. Wait, This is the fuck. Okay. The first one that you closed was all the connections? Wait, was it? Oh, are there more listed in here? Oh. Oh, Roaming Millennial Incorporated. God, I feel so fucking vindicated. Who is she? Lauren Chen? One of the crazy conservative dipshits who's done all the... I'm pretty sure I must have done video reviews of her shit even somewhat recently.
I mean,
She's this person. She's one of the Laurens. Lauren Eastern. Remember? Did she cover me? I think, did she talk about me over the Trump assassination shit? I don't remember. Joe Rogan spares no one, slams Destiny in latest podcast. So that was 4 months ago. Candace Owens calls out degeneracy with Destiny.
Oh, I would vote for Trump.
I am fighting the Russians, and I'm proud to do it. Hell yeah. Hell yes.
Fest in Austin, Texas. You guys can still grab tickets. I will leave the link for it in the description if you're interested. And basically,
But I also helped her channel.
Single dollar we send them can.
So I'm also... I am simultaneously a Russian agent as well. Oh no. Rip. It's all over, boys. Fuck. God, I wish I could talk. I know so much random private shit about all this fucking shit. Maybe like once this is, all the case is over or whatever. So the two people involved are the Rubin Report and Tim Pool. Ah. These would be founder. No, these would be commentator 1 and commentator 2. You've spoken to Benny Johnson before? Yep. On Piers, I think. Benny Johnson also has almost 2.4 million, but they apparently rounded down from 1.37 million, 1.3 with Tim Pool, so I figured Rubin's 2.4 million. Oh, it's the same. So wait, so could it have been Benny Johnson possibly as well? Okay, let's keep reading through more of the indictment. Beginning in or about February 2023, Founder 1 solicited Commentator 1 and Commentator 2 to perform work on behalf of Edward Gregorian. For example, On or about February 6, 2023, Persona 1 emailed Founder 1 a short list of candidates for the YouTube channel, including Commentator 1 and Commentator 2. In the same email, Persona 1 attached a receipt for an $8,000 money transfer from an entity in the Czech Republic to Founder 1's Canadian company. Canadian Company 1. So Lauren Chen is the one scouting talent. Persona 1 requested that Founder 1 submit an invoice for Founder 1's consultation services to Czech Shell Entity 1, which Persona 1 described as our Czech sister company. Czech Shell Entity 1 has a website purporting to sell automobile parts, but also listing unrelated services such as Cyber Armor Suite, fortifying your digital defenses. The website makes no mention of Edward Gregorian, any of the Personas, or the Hungarian Shell Entity. On or about February 6, 2023, Founder 1 responded to Persona 2 that Founder 1 had let Founder 2, who I work with and who handles finances, know to get an invoice done. Founder 2 subsequently prepared an invoice from Canadian Company 1 to Czech Shell Entity 1, which Founder 2 transmitted to Founder 1, and which Founder 1 then emailed to Persona 1. So Founder 1 and 2 are Lauren Chen and her husband, I think. Do you think crimes like this should be given the severest penalty? Yes, absolutely. It like almost certainly prison time, probably huge, like every bit of money that you made should be paid back as restitution to the country. Absolutely. Yeah. Should probably lose her kid, whatever the fuck that entails. Like, yeah, this should be, you should be obliterated for this. You're like, this is like almost the equivalent of like being a spy. This is horrible. It's like atrocious, right? Like it just sucks because everything, again, like conservatives have no standard for behavior and no standard for expectations. Like you just expect them to be like terrorists. Like that's the expectation, is that they're a terrorist. You should come down on this in the harshest, most like, yeah, fiercest way possible. Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. And you're fucking with your own country by doing it, by the way. Right? Like there's a world where, and it, maybe not because Canada and US are obviously really close, but there's a world where this hurts Canadian-American relationships as well, right? Like imagine you're the United States of America and it's like, why the fuck are you guys sending your Canadian fuckers to live down here and they're doing propaganda for Russia? The fuck is wrong with you, right? Like there's like, yeah, this is insane. Tim just released a statement on Twitter. These are the bad hombres. Yeah, these are the bad hombres. Looks like the criminal immigrants were coming from the north. My statement regarding allegations of the leaked DOJ indictment. Should these allegations prove true, I as well as the other personnel and commentators were deceived and are victims. You disgusting fucking piece of shit. I cannot speak for anyone else at the company as to what they do or to what they are instructed. The Culture War podcast was licensed by Tenet Media. It existed well before any license agreement with Tenet, and it will continue to exist after any such agreement expires. The only change with the agreement was that the location of the live broadcast moved to Tenet's YouTube channel. Oh, I didn't know they live streamed it on that channel. Damn. Never at any point did anyone other than I have full editorial control of the show, and the contents of the show are often apolitical. Examples include discussing spirituality, dating, and video games. The show is produced in its entirety by our local team without input from anyone external to the company. TCW is a separate company not associated with Timcast or any other properties. It exists solely for the production of the Culture War podcast. Good one. That being said, we still do not know what is true, as these are only allegations. Putin is a scumbag, Russia sucks donkey balls, and to the journalists who wish to jump the gun, create their own narrative, or lie about what is currently going on, you can eat my Irish ass. Good one. Irish? I thought doesn't he say all the time he's Asian? I thought that was his big. No way. I just minimized and then unminimized my Twitter window and it deleted my entire fucking tweet? What is this dog shit fucking website? Okay. Here is one of my favorite episodes. Oh my God. And he tries to cope by linking an anti-Trump title. He's actually such a fucking coward. God, he's such a fucking baby.